Imagine waking up in the morning without the stress of a boss breathing down your neck, no alarm clock jolting you into a rush, no traffic jams, no worrying about whether your paycheck will stretch far enough, and yet still making more money than you ever did at your 9 to 5. That was the dream for me, and for a long time, it felt impossible. I was just a regular stay-at-home guy, scrolling through ideas late at night, wondering if side hustles could really replace a paycheck. I saw stories online, but I always thought, that's for other people, not me. But here I am today, telling you that not only is it possible, it's my reality. I turned my small, messy, uncertain side hustles into a full-time income that supports my life, my goals, and my freedom. And if I can do it, you can too. Welcome back to Cash Stuffing and Budgeting, the channel where we keep it real about money, budgeting, and building income streams you can rely on. Before we dive in, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now and tap the notification bell, because I share real-life money lessons every single week, and I promise you don't want to miss the strategies that can change your financial story just like they changed mine. Let's go back to the beginning. When I first started, money was tight. Bills kept stacking up, groceries got more expensive every week, and I felt stuck in the endless loop of working just to survive. I hated that sinking feeling of living paycheck to paycheck, never having enough saved, and always worrying about emergencies. I knew I needed something extra, but the truth is, I had no clear plan. That's when I stumbled into side hustles. At first, it wasn't about building a business or replacing my income. It was just about survival, earning a little extra to pay bills, cover groceries, or save for a rainy day. But those small steps grew into something much bigger. My first attempt was reselling. I looked around my house and realized I had so much stuff I didn't use. An old phone, gadgets collecting dust, clothes that didn't fit anymore. I figured, why not try to sell them online? The first time I sold something for $50 that had just been sitting in my closet, I was hooked. It wasn't life-changing money, but it gave me a taste of what was possible. I started going to thrift stores, yard sales, and even clearance racks, looking for items I could flip. It wasn't glamorous work, and sometimes I picked duds that didn't sell, but every win gave me momentum. I reinvested my profits, kept learning what sold best, and little by little, reselling became one of my steady income streams. But I knew reselling alone wasn't enough. I needed something more sustainable. That's when I asked myself, what skills do I already have that other people might pay for? The answer was freelancing. I had always been decent at writing, organizing tasks, and even doing some basic graphic design. So, I signed up on platforms like Fiverr and Upwork. At first, it was discouraging. I got paid very little, and sometimes I worked hours for just a small paycheck. But I didn't treat it as a failure. I treated it as training. I built a portfolio, collected reviews, and slowly raised my rates. Clients started coming back, referrals started flowing in, and freelancing grew into another reliable income stream. Now, let me pause here and tell you something important. The biggest shift for me wasn't just in finding side hustles, it was in how I thought about them. For the longest time, I treated side hustles like extra money, something small and temporary. But the moment I decided to treat them like a business, everything changed. I stopped waiting for opportunities and started creating them. I stopped seeing myself as someone just making side money, and started seeing myself as an entrepreneur. That mindset shift was the difference between hustling for pocket change and building a full-time income. Another major step for me was digital content. I loved sharing my journey and little money-saving tricks I picked up along the way. So, I started creating videos and posts online. At first, almost nobody watched. I uploaded videos that got a handful of views, and I questioned whether it was worth it. But I stayed consistent. Week after week, I showed up. And over time, consistency turned into growth. My content started to get traction, I got monetized, ad revenue trickled in, and eventually, brands started reaching out to me for sponsorships. Content creation became more than just a passion. It became one of the most profitable and fulfilling income streams I built. And here's the thing I want you to understand. Turning a side hustle into a full-time income isn't about finding one magical thing. It's about building multiple streams, diversifying, and creating stability. If I had relied only on reselling, I would have burned out. If I had only freelanced, I would have been at the mercy of clients. But by combining reselling, freelancing, and content creation, I created a balanced system. Each one had its ups and downs, but together, they gave me stability. Now, I won't lie to you, it wasn't always smooth. There were plenty of tough times. Times when I worked hard and barely saw results. Times when I wanted to quit. Times when I thought I wasn't good enough. But every time I hit a wall, I reminded myself why I started. I wanted freedom. I wanted to stop worrying about whether my paycheck was enough. I wanted to control my own future. That vision kept me moving forward. Along the way, cash stuffing became one of my secret weapons. See, when you earn money from side hustles, it doesn't always come in steady paychecks. Some weeks you make a lot, some weeks you make little. Without discipline, it's easy to spend it all. But with cash stuffing, I created envelopes not just for bills and groceries, but also for reinvesting into my hustles. I had an envelope for tools, an envelope for courses, an envelope for savings. This system gave me structure, kept me from wasting money, and allowed me to reinvest smartly. Budgeting with cash stuffing was the reason I could grow consistently instead of staying stuck. The turning point came when I realized my side hustle income was matching my 9-to-5 paycheck. That was the moment I knew I had options. I could keep grinding away at a job I didn't love, or I could take the leap and bet on myself full-time. I won't pretend it wasn't scary, because it was. But I took that leap. And the day I realized I didn't need that paycheck anymore was the day I felt truly free. Now I want you to picture yourself in my shoes. Imagine taking something you're good at, something you're passionate about, or even just something simple that you're willing to try, and slowly building it into a real business. Imagine not worrying if your boss cuts your hours or if the paycheck is enough. That's the power of a side hustle. It starts small, but with consistency, dedication, and the right mindset, it can grow into something life-changing. Today, I can proudly say I'm a stay-at-home guy who turns side hustles into a full-time income. I don't have to commute, I don't have to ask anyone for time off, and I no longer live with the stress of paycheck-to-paycheck survival. I wake up each morning knowing that my income is built on my effort, my creativity, and my choices. And the best part? I know I'll never go back to how things were before. So here's my message to you. Start where you are, use what you have, and don't wait for the perfect time. Whether it's selling online, freelancing, content creation, or offering services, find something that works for you. Stay consistent, treat it seriously, and budget your money wisely. Don't get discouraged by small beginnings, because every big success starts with a single step. And remember, cash stuffing isn't just about saving, it's about managing your money in a way that helps you grow. If you've made it this far into the video, I know you're serious about creating financial freedom for yourself. So before you click away, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and share it with someone who needs this motivation today. Because the journey to financial freedom is better when we build it together. Thanks for watching Cash Stuffing and Budgeting, and I'll see you in the next video.